Red Eye Radio. It'll keep you up all night.
Yeah, probably the premier band in the world right now, U2 and Elevation on the Red Eye for a Thursday morning as we are live around the country. Togsy with you. Now, getting back into our chat from Bruce Kulik, who was part of really the band that was the biggest thing in the 80s, weren't they? As far as like marketing and stuff, no one's ever seen anything like it. Kiss, they were unbelievable, and Bruce was in there for 12 years doing his thing. And I had to ask him about what was some of the favourite songs he loved playing as a lead guitarist.
Well, you know, obviously there's times I'm playing some of the vintage stuff, but I prefer anything. If I'm going to play some of the older material, I want it to be from Alive 3, the way we do Deuce there, or even Rock and Roll All Night, or anything from there is fine, but to do Domino, anything from Revenge, of course, that really showcases myself. The great thing about when I've gone down solo, because I have sold a couple of solo records of my own that I sell on the internet, and when I do performances, which I've done great with. Yep. But one year, instead of just promoting that and then doing Kiss songs, my friend who I work with down there, he said, why don't we do you think this is bad? Is this too cheesy? Let's do medleys. This way you could do like 4 songs of each of the big Kiss albums that you've been involved in through the career, and this way we could really cover a lot of material. And I was totally open to it. So like we'd have like 5 minutes, 6 minutes to go through 4 songs from, let's say, the Asylum record, and then we do some, the same thing on Crazy Nights album, and then the Revenge record, and that went over so well. It was so cool that I actually took a tape from that, and I was going to do some solo gigs in Sweden, and my backing band were all people from Scandinavia, and I just sent that ahead, and then we rehearsed for 4 days. We did the same set, and it was great. The fans went crazy because, you don't expect Kiss to do medleys, of course, but for me to do it, it made sense because I really was a good tip of the hat to kind of celebrating my era with the band, And you're also on it was cool, so
like the Bat Out of Hell tour as well, which must have just been unbelievable because that was rocking at the time as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, Meatloaf. You guys, that's where I made some of my first friends in Australia. And I couldn't believe when we sold it out, and of course he was collapsing on stage. And I remember your headlines in one of your local papers was "Fat Out of Hell." Okay, there you go. Well, you guys have a lot of style when it comes to the press.
Oh, don't we just? Absolutely, man. My goodness, Fat Out of Hell. But that must have just been unbelievable, like in those times, because there's some great songs on that tour as well, especially to play guitar on.
Yeah, of course. Recently CBS just re-released again another version of the actual studio album of Bat Out of Hell, but there's 2 bonus tracks on there, which was the live band that performed, same band that you saw in Australia, with me and my brother on guitar. We were Killer and Pretty Boy. I was Pretty Boy.
You were Pretty Boy.
Yeah, and we did our dual guitars, but we did the Bolero thing that Simon would start the show off with, straight into a 9-minute version of Bat Out of Hell, and it's wonderful. I was so happy when I heard it, and I'm really glad it's on the new re-release. Meatloaf's got the Bat Out of Hell 3 coming out later this year, and 30th anniversary or whatever. Who knows? It might be 40th for him already. But that's another thing on my resume that I'm really proud of that a lot of people aren't aware of. That's why when I got the offer to be in Kiss, it wasn't like I hadn't done arenas before.
No, yeah, exactly.
Part of that, and traveled the world from it,
Yeah, there you go. Bruce Kulik in some of his stories. A lot of people didn't know that. He was in the Bat Out of Hell tour that rocked Australia back in the day, of course, with Meatloaf collapsing on stage. But this is, the goal of the Red Eye really is at some stage to play every single song. I know it just sounds crazy, but why not? And I don't think we'll be playing this one again too soon in the future because it's nearly 10 minutes long. But because Bruce was playing the guitars on this one, you can picture it, and Meatloaf doing his thing. This is 9 minutes 50 of Bat Out of Hell on the Red Eye.
It'll keep you up all night.
It was a big song when it came out. It was #1 in Australia for a few weeks, and then everything Michael Bolton did after that was gold, and then he became the guy in the industry that people now just they love to hate. Oh, could you imagine if my boss just woke up and heard that? He'd just be like, "No, I told you never play Michael Bolton." So if there's anyone out there that really hates him, I apologise, but I actually like that song. I like what he does. And the reason we played it is because Bruce Kulik, who we've been talking to, was actually playing with him in a band, and a lot of people don't know the stuff about Michael Bolton. I mean, I didn't even know he's in a band called Blackjack. So I asked Bruce about it, and this is what he had to say.
Yeah, I mean, he spelled his name different then. Michael was below 10. Right. In fact, one of the other counselors who just jammed with me as well at Howard Stern, the drummer, Sandy Gennaro, was also in the band Blackjack that I had with Michael. And so we go way back, and I tell you, Michael was always a terrific singer, though he was started out more as a rock singer. Well, first more like a blues singer, and then a rock singer. And our goal was to be the next kind of Bad Company. We knew we were going to be Led Zeppelin, but we had an amazing band. The bass player wound up winning Grammys with this fusion band, the Yellow Jackets. His name is Jimmy Haslip.
Wow.
So we had a lot of talent in the band. This is pre-MTV and everything. And we did 2 records. I was lucky. One of the songs I wrote with Michael wound up being covered by Kanye West. So it was like,
oh my goodness, that's amazing.
That was amazing, though. Yeah, all of a sudden there's a song and I'm on a triple platinum record out of nowhere. That came from a little message on my office machine. And I was like, throw that to my lawyer. I go like, I don't know what this is about, but maybe you should look at it.
Yeah. Before
he sold 1 record yet, and then the next thing you know, I'm hooking him up with Michael's manager and my guys, coordinating everything. And next thing you know, he's the hottest thing in rap and pop music,
That's unbelievable.
So that's kind of cool.
Do you find that about the industry, Bruce? It's all interrelated, isn't it? Like you'd see, like a lot of people would see Michael Bolton, but you'd have all these stories, and not many people would know about Michael Bolton's history in that way.
Yeah, last night, Levon Helm, the guy from the band, the band, he performed here for the Campers, and I recorded that second Blackjack album at his studio.
Wow.
And he didn't live there. Eddie Offord did. Oh, Eddie Offord worked with John Anderson. He's the engineer of Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? John Anderson's here. So, everybody's freaking connected. And I said to Levon, by the way, I recorded a Billy Squier record and my second Blackjack Michael Bolton record at your place. And I told him even the story how one of those songs magically reappeared, and, which was a gift. And he was like, well, God bless, that's wonderful. He's got a real special little place up in Woodstock. And I lived there for 3 months, recording these records, and that's so weird, to meet the guy finally, and see him play. So, yeah, we're all related in some way,
That's
everything
unreal.
Just comes around full circle, yeah.
That's unreal,
that's
man.
Fantasy camps are really very special. Everyone who does one of these, walks away changed, because it's just such an incredible event. And I work as best as I can with David, and we talk about it all the time, how to do it, the promoter, because everyone's going to be different. Each one of these has a life of its own, and exhausting, of course, every one of them. But really, the thrills are worth it every second of it.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, Bruce Kulik. You'd imagine the kids over there at the camp would just be like, going, "Wow, how good is this to play?" In the classroom with these sort of people. It's incredible. Now let's go out with a classic song from Kiss. More from Bruce shortly, but this is one of the all-timers from Kiss that Bruce would have played many, many, many times. This is Rock and Roll All Night. Kiss on the Red Eye.
Everything you've